Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Matt Muller. I am a seasoned corporate innovator, and I know firsthand how easy it can be to miss the mark on innovation objectives. Between the overwhelming amount of content that is available to read on innovation and the mantras that we use, like innovate or die, disrupt or be disrupted, and fail fast, we can be easily overstimulated. And when we are overstimulated, it gives us a feeling that we need to make a decision without having a chance to fully think about what we are actually doing. I call this aimless innovation. And once you begin innovating aimlessly, fewer people in your organization will want to work with your team. Expectations will become unclear and confusing. And you'll find yourself working on tangents that don't relate to the initial work that you started. Aimless innovation is a downward spiral. It makes you feel like you're not making any progress. Using the 3P's of mindful innovation, you can correct the trajectory of your team. Okay, so find a quiet place where you can be undisturbed for the next few moments, and we can focus together on your innovation initiatives. And before we get into the 3P's, let's just focus in on the breath. We're going to use the 4-2-4 count here. So I want you to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 2, and then out through your mouth for 4 seconds. So breathe in 4 seconds, hold, and out 4 seconds through your mouth. As you breathe, I want you to feel the breath. Feel the breath as it passes the tip of your nose. And as you breathe out, feel it passing by your lips. And then again, breathe in through the nose. Hold it and out through the mouth. If you find your mind wandering, that's not a problem at all. Just begin again. Don't punish yourself. Don't wonder why you were thinking something else or anything like that. Just get right back to the breath and just tell yourself to breathe in and breathe out. It's as easy as that to get right back into the swing of things. And I just want you to focus now on the breath. Say to yourself, breathe in and breathe out, using the 4-2-4 count here just for a moment. And then we're going to dive into these 3P's. Now, I want you to think about an innovation project that you've been working on. It might be something that you're about to do today, or something that you have done recently in the past. Okay, let's dive into the first P. That first P is purposeful. Now, I want you to think about what you are about to do today. What is that next innovation project that you're going to work on? And ask yourself, is the project we're about to work on purposeful? Now, there's 3 different ways to evaluate this. And the first is really understanding, where are we going? What is this project actually about? What are we doing? And then once we understand what we're doing, why are we going there? And your answer here should always be that you are aligning with the purpose of your company, the mission, the vision. If your company is about sustainability, and that is top-notch, the most important thing for your company, does this project support sustainability? And if it doesn't, we really should be asking ourselves, why are we doing this? And the last thing we want to think about in being purposeful with our project is to really understand who is going with us. A lot of times in innovation, we work on a project, we have a strategic goal, an objective, and then we forget to think about who we should be taking along with us to help drive the project forward. So we really need to get purposeful on what we are doing, why we're going there, and who's coming along with us. I want you just to take a moment to think about those three lenses under the first P here of purposeful. Okay, now our second P is practical. Now I want you to ask yourself that same project that you're about to work on, whether it's today or sometime in the near future, that next innovation initiative. Is it practical? I get it, it's fun to be disruptive. It's great to think about what is the next 5-6 years going to look like. And we want to add in crazy technology and be disruptive. I mean, that's what we learned in innovation, is to disrupt or be disrupted. But if none of that helps the organization tomorrow, it's going to be very hard to get others to follow your initiative, your purpose. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be working on disruptive projects, but just think about, how do you make your project practical? How do you ensure that you have tasks along the way within this disruptive concept that can be practically used tomorrow? Think about it as, what are the short-term wins that this project can deliver to your organization quickly? And I'll just leave you here for a minute in the breath to think about how you make that innovation initiative practical. Okay, now just come back to the breath for just a minute here, and just the 4-2-4 count real fast here. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. And again through the nose, breathe in, hold, and out through the mouth. And now we're going to explore the last P, participatory. Innovation cannot be done alone, so we need to think about who we want to participate and be really mindful about who we're going to include, because it's not about just including everybody. We need the right people involved. And a lot of times that goes unchecked. So when we're thinking about participatory, we need to think about who are the executive sponsors that we need involved with this project. Who are the top leaders of the company that without their commitment, without their involvement, our project is not going to see the day of light. As you're breathing, just think mindfully about who you're going to include as some of your executive sponsors. Just think about, what that communication looks like, whether it's a email, a text message, a conversation in the hallway. Is it just updates along the way? How do you get them involved with the project? Because of course they're not going to be involved all the way through. They will not be in the weeds, but just what information do you need to get to them just so they support you along the way? The next group that we want to get involved in the project is going to be the cross-functional partners. We don't want to be an innovation team on an island with nobody else involved other than other innovators. This project, if successful, will move on to other parts of the organization. It will be launched and an operations team may take over, a sales team may take over. It's important to get them to participate much earlier than we usually involve them. So just think for a moment about who do you really want to get involved with this project? Departments and people. And what does that engagement look like? What are the conversations you're having? At what points in a project do you bring people in? Think purposely about who is participating. And the last group that we want to get to be participatory is our consumers, right? Just think about that innovation initiative that you are focused in on and who is your target. Your consumer can be an end user, it could be another business, it could be an internal client within your organization. But just think about who is using your innovation and how are you getting them to participate? See, a lot of times we think we know what the consumer needs, what's best for them, and we just make that assumption and run. But if we forget to actually have the consumer participate, be involved in the process, we could be innovating just to innovate, again, innovating aimlessly. So it's very important that we remember to bring them along the journey with us. And plan out, when do they get involved? What are those checkpoints? And I want you to think here just for a moment about who is that target consumer that needs to get involved and what touch points you should be having with them along the way. Okay, and one last time, I want you to just come back to the breath again. So please breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it, and out through your mouth for 4. Oh, great. One more time, in through your nose. Hold, and out through your mouth. Great. So innovation can be overwhelming, confusing, complicated, if you let it be. Consuming an excessive amount of content while you're learning to innovate can cause aimless innovation. And if you feel that happening, Use the 3P's to make sure that you're applying mindfulness to your innovation initiatives. Remember, that's being purposeful, being practical, and being participatory. So I challenge you today to think about your initiative and every decision that you make, and which P does it follow. And if it's not following one of those P's, I challenge you to not do it and get back to the 3P's. And anytime that you have another innovation initiative, I recommend coming right back to this meditation to start the project mindfully. Run it through the 3P filter. If we think mindfully about these 3 areas, our innovation initiatives will be a lot more successful, a lot more purposeful, a lot more mindful. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again next time.